Okay, I just wanted to begin by giving you a quick overview of the Public Justice Center, but also where it kind of fits in the whole nonprofit advocacy community. I think I know from your schedule you've gone to a lot of organizations that are providing a lot of very important direct service needs to people, soup kitchens, organizations that provide care or responses to domestic violence or to youth issues or to all kinds of the problems that we have in society. And these are all very important. One thing that I think when you talk to anybody involved in charitable work that you'll find is that they see a lot of repetition of the same problems. You help one person and then there's another person at the door with the same problem and another person and another person and another person. And it seems kind of unending. And to many people in the nonprofit world, it's daunting. It's depressing almost because the problems just seem to keep coming and they're the same problems. So because of that, there's basically a number of organizations, including the Public Justice Center, that are advocacy organizations. We are interested in helping people at an individual level, but we're more focused on looking at the big picture problem. We refer to it as systemic advocacy, or trying to make a systemic impact, meaning that we want to help one person's problem, but we want a solution that is going to help a whole range of people that have the same problem. And the way we do that at the Public Justice Center is, first of all, we're a legal advocacy organization, lawyers primarily, and other non-lawyer professionals. We're looking at the legal system and laws that affect a wide range of people, and we're looking for ways to change those laws to actually try to eliminate or reduce poverty, not just to take care of the pain of being poor, but of actually trying to change that. And we use a number of different strategies to do that. One is, when you think of lawyers, you think of suing people. One person sues another person, you go to court, and the judge says you're right or you're wrong. And that's certainly part of it. The major people that we are suing tend to be the government, actually, state and federal government, who have a legal responsibility to provide certain benefits to its citizens and don't always do that. And so when they don't do it, we sue them. Also, major financial interests, landlords, employers, people who have basically the power, both politically and economically, that affect our clients' lives and their livelihood. And so those are the people we'll be suing. But we also use a lot of legislative advocacy. When we find that the laws are not sufficient to take care of our people, we may need to change the law. And in order to do that, you have to go down to Annapolis, to the Maryland General Assembly, or to the federal Congress, and you have to talk to the legislators and get them to actually change the law. Or many times it's defensive. Bad laws are being passed, which will take rights away or benefits away from our clients, and in which case we have to try to stop those laws. And the third big strategy we use is education, both of our clients to teach them their rights, but also of the general public, so that everybody kind of understands the context in which poverty is happening or discrimination is happening, so they understand why this is. I was also going to say a word about, there's a lot of focus, particularly in the recession right now, on basic needs. And when we think of basic needs, we think of housing. Every family needs shelter, you need food, you need medical care, you need a job or a source of income, you need the love of your family and an intact family. So we think of these as basic needs. And I'd like to suggest also actually that legal services is one of the basic needs. And the reason for that is, in America particularly, in other countries, the government may take care of problems. In other societies, there may be more of a family structure to take care of problems. In the United States, we have a particularly legal society. We have rights, we have programs, we have systems that are supposed to take care of our basic needs. But to make those basic needs work, you need to work through a legal system, and that's where you need a lawyer oftentimes. For instance, in European societies particularly, you may have a right to health care that is provided by the government. In America, most health care is provided by private employment systems, your employer's insurance. But as anyone who has that employer's insurance knows, that's not always easy to get to. You don't always get the insurance you think you're entitled to. You may need a lawyer to help you unravel that mess with private insurance. With Medicaid, it doesn't always just come easily. You have to work through the system to do it, and those systems are not set up to be very accessible to people, very understandable, and in those cases you need a lawyer to help. If you're being evicted or losing your home in a foreclosure, the legal system gets in play too. If you need food for your family or employment, there's all these laws that are involved here that you're not going to get your food or your employment or your health care or your housing or even your child custody or your family issues without dealing with the legal system in some way. And so these are all ways that legal services become basically a basic need. You can't operate in this society without some degree of being involved with the legal system. And because of that, legal services organizations like the Public Justice Center and many others are trying to advocate for people in this system.